Market sophistication is ruling your Facebook ads, and that is a part 2 of my latest video talking about choosing the right Facebook ads angle based on your market awareness level. So how does market sophistication now come into play with the awareness level? Is it as much as a variable? Does it have as much of an impact as the awareness level does? And last but not least, why should you care about these marketing fundamentals when creating your Facebook ads? If you don't know who I am, my name is Justin and I'm the founder at paidadvertising.com, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So let's get straight into it. Why market sophistication rules your Facebook ads. So first of all, just like last video that I did about the awareness level, which I highly recommend you first watch if you haven't already, what I talked about in there is what are the different awareness levels that you can have within a market, and what do they mean essentially for your ads, and how can you essentially utilize that as a variable. Now, sophistication stage isn't as much of a variable, and that is something that I actually mentioned in my last video. I said that sophistication stage, yes, changes, but more through time. It's less something to test in the short term, and you're gonna see what I mean by that in this video. So sophistication stages, let's first look at them. So there's stage 1. Stage 1 market sophistication is when you're first to market. There's no other competitors out there. Basically, your only job as a marketer is to get the market interested. Your story is brand new. So essentially your goal is to pique the interest of the market. It's as simple as that. Basically, your prospects never got any information about a product like yours before. Now, stage 2 market sophistication, well, it's kind of simple. You are second to market. So in this stage, what you want to do is enlarge the successful claim. So you take it to the limit. In other words, take your competition's claims and top them. Then outbid your competition to stay on top. So basically, you're second to market, but your product is still new to the prospect. So that means that you probably have 1, 2, 3, just a few or a handful of competitors. So it's not quite yet a saturated space. It's still pretty much a blue ocean, and competition is very low. So in that case, people might be aware a little bit about your product, but it's still a very fresh idea in their mind. So much so that the only thing you want to do is basically pick the same thing as you would have done in stage 1. So you get your market interested, but you add a little bit of a cherry on top. Let's just put it that way. So stage 3 now, market sophistication. Your prospects have heard it all. Now it's starting to get a little bit saturated. So you need a new mechanism. You focus on the specific mechanism that makes your product the best. You are looking for a new process to make the old promises work. So in this stage, your prospect basically heard everything, every claim there is to hear about this product. They've started to see it quite a couple times. So at this point, they don't necessarily believe your old claims. You can't really outclaim your competitors. You can't really enlarge the claim that your competitors are making because other people have actually already done that. So at this point, you got to shift your attention from what the product does to how it does it actually. So again, a big shift from features to benefits at this stage. Now, the 4th market sophistication stage, it's getting quite crowded. So at this point, you really need to embellish and make your mechanism solve more of the problem. So let's recap so far, right? You pique the interest of the market. Then you kind of take the same interest, the same initial claim, you make it a little bit bolder. You add a cherry on top. Now you got to switch strategy. You can't just add a cherry on top. At this point, you got to go deeper. You need to talk about the benefit of the benefit. So you need a new mechanism at this point. You need something entirely new to speak to your audience. Here, you go even deeper. So you embellish that same mechanism, right? And finally, you must use identification instead of a desire to bring your prospect into your ad. And this is stage 5, market sophistication, which is about reviving a dead product. So at this point, your prospects no longer believe your advertising. They no longer wish to be aware of your product. They're just like, cut it out. I don't want to see it. And they're honestly borderline reporting your ads. If you've watched last video about a most aware market awareness level, it's very similar here at a sophistication stage. You'll want to use very similar techniques. So here it's less about a desire, less about pain points. It's more about showing the potential version of what is kind of the ideal life that one of your prospect can be, right? It's like, what can your market get behind? What can you stand against? How can you create a division? So you really got to be bold here and make something that is pretty much unseen, right? So we're moving away from convincing, we're moving away from selling, and we're a little bit broader here with the picture we want to paint. And I'll pull out the same exact example that I did in the last video, but I'm going to do so today in a sophistication matter instead of talking about the awareness. So same thing, NYX thong underwear. So period underwear, super leak proof thong from NYX. Let's get straight into it. So how would it look different based on these stages of market sophistication? Well, hey, let's build a headline / the hook based on these different market sophistication stages. Keep in mind, just like last video, I'm not going into the desires here. I'm not really picking out the same desire across the board. It is going to be different desires right here, but you're going to get the gist of it. So stage one, you're first to market. Your job is to get the market interested. Your story is brand new. So at this stage, what you want to do is, as your prospects never really had any information about your product like yours before, you kind of want to paint the broader picture. So you want to be simple and direct. You want to essentially name the need or claim in your headline. So you kind of want to be, again, very direct with the audience here. So say goodbye to leaks forever with our super absorbent leak-proof thong. Experience unmatched comfort and protection for your heaviest days, all while reducing waste. So this is kind of an all-out claim. It's kind of saying in 1 or 2 sentences everything there is to know in general about your product. So this is kind of a summary of what your product can do in the life of these people, okay? Now, stage 2, let's get back to the beginning. You are second to market. So what you do is you take the same thing, but you got to make it bolder. You enlarge it. You make it more, again, the cherry on top, right? You make it a little bit more, you make it sound a little flashy, okay? So surpass expectations with unrivaled comfort and protection. Our super leak-proof thong absorbs 6 times more than anything you've ever experienced. Switch to the ultimate solution in period care, less waste, more confidence. Now, I've obviously changed the tonality in which I said it out loud, but that's the way you should actually read this claim right here. It's basically you make it sound more exciting than it really is, right? That's stage 2. So there's a couple more people, but it's like, it basically is a game of like screaming a little louder than competition at this point, okay? It's a game of standing out. Now, stage 3, going back right here, market sophistication, your prospects have heard it all. So you need a new mechanism. You need a new way to make your product stand out. You switch from the what to the how. So if we go back right here, unlock your freedom with our breakthrough leak-proof technology, right? What to how? How are you able to claim that, essentially going back right here, that you can absorb 6 times more than anything you've ever experienced, right? How can you claim that? Well, I can claim that because of our breakthrough leak-proof technology. So the super absorbent NYX thong handles your heaviest days with the comfort of regular underwear. That is the how again, okay? So we now go again a little deeper at stage 3. So we move from the claim to enhanced claim. Now to the how. Now this is basically the embellished or the enhanced how at this point, right? The benefit of the benefit. So going back to stage 4, or there you go, this is where it is. So it's getting crowded. You need to embellish and make your mechanism solve more of the problem. So again, the benefit of the benefit at this point. So experience freedom like never before. Discover the revolutionary comfort of NYX super leak-proof thong. More absorbency, more confidence, less waste. Get ready to revolutionize your period care. Ha! What can you see in there? Well, this is a mix, honestly, of stage 2 and stage 3, right? Because keep in mind, stage 2 embellishes stage 1. Stage 3 is a new mechanism. All right, well, now we pick a new mechanism and we embellish it just the same way that we did with stage 2. Boom, this is how you get stage 4. Now, the last one, which you don't really use that much in advertising, but sometimes you will. If we look at this last one, actually, this is how it looks like. So, reviving a dead product. Well, now you must use identification instead of a desire to bring out your prospect into your ad. So, you need to show, as mentioned earlier, the version of themselves to the market that they want to be. And it's quite simple, right? It's something that they need to be getting behind. It's a mission at this point. Join the comfort revolution. No more compromises on your heaviest days with NYX leak-proof thong. At this point, we're not even talking much about the product anymore. It's a mission, it's a movement, right? Join the comfort revolution. We're revolutionizing the way that people think about period comfort. So this is something entirely different. And I hope you've seen in these 5 stages how the message is perceived differently. So if we now just go back right here, same thong, same product. This is essentially, hey, this is the product. This is what it does. Here it's, this is the same product, but in a very exciting way. Here's how my product actually works. Here's how my product actually works in a very interesting way. And finally, join our movement. Here's the mission that we have as a company, okay? So those are in a very kind of summary format, a summarized format, how these 5 stages of market sophistication influence the way that your tonality comes across in your ads. Now, you won't have to use that as a variable as much as you would awareness level, because this is a lot more about the market and your competitors. Okay, it's less about the persona, it's more about the market itself. Because if you go back to awareness level, it has more to do with your persona than it has to do with the competition. Okay, it has more to do with them in regards to your product rather than them versus the entire choices that they have out in this marketplace. So thinking about that right here, this will only evolve through time. 6 months, a year, maybe down the line, there's going to be a bit more crowded space at this point, right? So if you launch a new product today and you are first to market, as an example, where chances are you'll probably be first to market for 6 months, a year. It depends how fast this space is moving. If we're talking, let's say, about an AI software, well, you were first to market for maybe a month. Then you were second to market quite fast. So it's entirely dependent on the space that you're in, the industry that you're in. So these change through time. Why am I mentioning that? Well, they won't be as much of a variable that you'll test on a day-to-day basis with your ads. Usually you'll want to pick the strongest and most likely sophistication stage from the start with your ads and kind of stick to it for a while. And what you'll focus on testing more of is the different desires and awareness levels and pain points that you would with your audience. This is where most of the impact is going to be. But nonetheless, this is why this is super important, because you won't change it as much. So you have to take a pretty good guess. You need to take an educated guess about what sophisticated stage you're in. To do so, you can either poll the market, right? You can either basically ask customers how many other solutions like yours have they seen before, how many other brands have they tried. You can kind of poll the market, right? Or you can do your own market research. So see essentially how many other brands are there in your own country, in your own market, etc. Finally, you can ask AI, which is a pretty good one, right? AI knows probably a lot more than you do, so AI could do some little bit of data mining. Keep in mind, this is back to 2021 only, so it's capped, right? It won't have any data from 2021 onwards, but it could give you a good educated guess if you're in a space that hasn't crazily evolved since, right? If you're asking to ask, let's say, a question about an AI SaaS and asking about sophistication stage, chances are you're first to market in 2021. Today, like, your prospects probably have heard it all and you're in second to market, okay? It's already started to be booming a lot more in the last couple of months. And I've actually packaged different ways on how we build ads at pitadvertising.com in our free school community, where we have a mini course, again, completely free of charge for all of our viewers. Check it out in the description down below and see how we run advertising campaigns and come up with these ad ideas internally at the agency. And on that note, talking about agency, if you're an e-commerce brand owner watching this, making at least $50,000 a month with your brand, click one of the links in the description down below to book in a call to speak with our team today. On that note, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Check out other videos of the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and talk to you guys soon. Bye.